Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into how a proud, actively bilingual nation embraces a global language. Paraguay is incredibly unique with its deep-rooted Guarani and Spanish heritage. But as we unpack our source material today, we're going to see exactly how they're strategically bringing English into that mix. And specifically, we'll look at the vital role that visiting international experts, the English language fellows, play in that massive transformation. Now, what's genuinely fascinating about this quote from our sources is how it frames English. It's not just, presented as a fun elective or a casual hobby to pick up. The educational framework in Paraguay views English as a vital professional tool, literally an absolute necessity for anyone looking to actively participate in the modern labor market. So, this brings us to a really crucial question, and it's the one that's going to drive our entire time together today. How exactly does a nation that already balances two official national languages, Guarani and Spanish, effectively integrate a third global language? And how do they do it without losing their own cultural identity? Well, here's our agenda to figure that out. First, English in bilingual Paraguay. 2, shaping future English teachers. 3, real-world linguistic research. 4, the English language fellow. 5, impact in the classroom. And finally, a vital cultural exchange. We're going to zoom in from the macro regional level right down to the daily on-the-ground reality. Okay, Section 1, English in bilingual Paraguay, the Mercosur context. Let's see how Paraguay actually stacks up against its neighbors in the Southern Common Market trade bloc. This breakdown perfectly highlights the regional push for English, but it really underscores Paraguay's unique reality. While countries like Chile introduce English in the 5th grade and Brazil starts in the 7th grade, actually, Paraguay introduces it as an option starting at the medium level in public schools. Why? Because their primary educational focus absolutely has to accommodate that unique Guarani Spanish bilingual approach first. They are essentially layering global skills on top of a really rich national foundation. Moving on to Section 2, shaping future English teachers at the Instituto Superior de Lenguas, or ISL. Because, right, you can't expand a language program without highly trained educators. And the mission at ISL, which is part of the Universidad Nacional de Asunción, is just incredibly ambitious. They aren't just teaching people how to speak English. They're building an entire academic infrastructure from the ground up. They're focusing on developing appropriate teaching methodologies, creating critical and creative educators, and actively collaborating on international projects. Basically, they're treating language instruction as a rigorous, evolving science. Which leads us to Section 3, Real-World Linguistic Research, exploring the ecosystem. To truly understand this academic environment, we've got to look at the highly specific research these students are doing before they even graduate. Just take a look at this. Researching bullying in the English as a foreign language classroom. This is a real thesis topic from the ISL archives, and it shows they're tackling really tough sociological issues within language learning. They're not just, memorizing grammar rules. They're studying classroom dynamics, student well-being, and how social issues manifest specifically in a foreign language setting. Then you have another thesis on using mobile apps to teach teenagers. This is brilliant because it shows how they're adapting to modern technology and teenage behavior. They are actively researching how to leverage the exact mobile devices that usually distract students and turning them into effective educational tools. And it gets even more contemporary. From analyzing the rhetoric of COVID-19 fake news to studying English usage on TikTok, these students are quite literally at the cutting edge of modern communication. This is the highly sophisticated, intellectually vibrant environment that a visiting international expert is stepping into. So, Section 4, the English Language Fellow, introducing the catalyst. Now that the academic stage is fully set, let's introduce the core focus of our explainer today. So the term English Language Fellow refers to a visiting U.S. educator placed at a host institution for an entire academic year. But I want you to think of the fellow not as some savior arriving to fix a broken system, not at all. Think of them as a highly trained collaborator bringing fresh perspectives to the already thriving academic community at ISL that we just explored. If we follow the timeline of fellow Kevin Parker for the 2025 academic year, we can see exactly how this program builds continuous regional connections. Kevin actually served as a fellow in Argentina in 2024 before moving to Paraguay for 2025. You can see the careful integration here, pre-arrival meetings in late January, his official welcome in mid-February, setting up a collaborative partnership that runs straight through to December. Section 5. Impact in the classroom, actionable education. Because you might be wondering, what exactly does the fellow do all day once they actually arrive? Let's dive into their on-the-ground impact. Kevin's duties are incredibly hands-on. He is right in the trenches with the local faculty. He co-teaches degree courses, he helps prep nervous incoming students in the highly rigorous admission course, the Cursillo de Ingreso. Plus, he supports massive academic events like the Parasol Conference and delivers specialized methodology workshops directly to the educators themselves. A perfect example of this actionable education is a workshop Kevin hosted on implementing brain breaks alongside RELO, or Regional English Language Office resources. This perfectly captures the fusion taking place, right? Blending modern American teaching techniques, like giving students quick cognitive pauses to improve focus, with the specific local curriculum needs of Paraguayan teachers. Finally, Section 6, a vital cultural exchange, beyond the classroom. Honestly, the most beautiful part of this whole dynamic is that the professional relationship is very much a two-way street. It's not just about textbooks and lesson plans. Just notice the incredible balance here. It perfectly captures how the rigorous academic work, the ESL methodologies and workshops, is absolutely fueled and sustained by the warm human element. When Kevin officially arrived at ISL, he wasn't just, handed a syllabus. He was immediately integrated into the community and treated to traditional Paraguayan foods like mbeju and chipaso. This cultural immersion is precisely what makes the academic collaboration so effective and deeply meaningful. As we wrap up this explainer on Paraguay's impressive approach to language learning and the specific role of the English language fellow, I want to leave you with this final thought. When we look at how a proud bilingual nation seamlessly integrates foreign expertise, literally combining rigorous linguistic research with the simple, unifying act of sharing local food, we have to ask ourselves, how will bridging cultures at this highly personal educational level impact the future of our increasingly connected world? It's a truly fascinating model of collaboration, and definitely something to think about. Thanks for learning with me today.